According to a 2013 report released by the Uganda Bureau of Statistics, Uganda lost over 166 billion shillings paid in bribes to public officers. While public officers are blamed for the high corruption levels in the country, Professor Kabwegyere, the Minister for General Duties, questions Uganda's moral conscience.
Why certain levels of corruption increase when the economy is beginning to peak strength? These are some of the challenges that go beyond politics, that need careful study, because they are part and parcel of challenges in social development.
But I also think that going forward, one of the things that we have to do is that this will call for very large-scale citizen kinds of work. Some of it will be non-traditional, it will not be workshops, it will be different kinds of ways in which we reach citizens to speak to their value systems. Because unless we start speaking to that, we shall continue to have patronage being fueled through corruption.
Inspector General of Government Irene Mulyagonja, however, faults the weak laws that make it convenient for criminals to keep stealing public funds.
The burden in some of these cases is being placed too high that even if we continue prosecuting for them, we will never convict anybody because of the very high burden. I understand the rationale behind it, that we should not have people who are not guilty convicted. But I think we have a challenge. Jurisprudence, we've got to develop a jurisprudence that is positive and will send out messages to stop some of these things.
Now, in an effort to curb the vice, the UK government has launched a 5-year program worth 130 billion shillings, codenamed Strengthening Uganda's Anti-Corruption Response Program, SUGA, aimed at raising risks of engaging in corruption that includes loss of employment and confiscating assets. Daniel Grimo is the head of DFID, who believes the program will boost efforts to stamp out corruption, which is said to be systematically institutionalized and an obstacle to development.
But the money of the people of Uganda, which is intended to be used for schools and hospitals and boreholes, is often being used for the profit of the few. But if corruption is not tackled, it will undermine that potential, and it will make it hard to achieve the objectives that we see set out so clearly in Vision 2040 and in the now being put together National Development Plan 2.
Grimo says the bulk of their funding will be channeled to the National Anti-Corruption Chain for priorities identified by the Accountability Chain. DFID has for years assisted Uganda in fighting corruption, starting with the stopping of payments to 9,000 ghost workers, resulting into savings of up to 26 billion shillings.